Test, test, test. Okay, when I talk, I see a green symbol around my name. You do not have a green symbol around your name. Test, test, test. Input sensitivity. So look at input sensitivity. Is that going up? Not just the mic test, but look at input sensitivity. Below the mic test. Okay. X out of that. Full screen. It is still picking me up, but it's not. It says you're muted again.
Check, check, check. See, I mean, when I talk into the mic, I can see the yellow bar on the mic test coming. Definitely, that's muted, that's unmuted. Let me go into one of my rooms and see. I can see my blue bar picking up. Check, check, check. Nope, I can't see the bar picking up either. That is muted. All right, you got me now? Okay, cool. It doesn't look like it's lagging that bad either. Okay, cool. All right, word.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can't hear you though.
No, you can't hear me. Of course not. Okay, hold on. Test. Test. Okay. Still don't hear me?
No, yeah. I just needed to change my output volume. I got you. Talk.
Okay, test.
Yeah, I got you.
Money. That's what I wanted to hear. All right.
Yeah, I just had to set the output volume.
All right, now I got to test our volumes by watching the actual stream, which is going to give us a little feedback, but it's necessary evil.
Okay, that's fine.
Because last time I didn't do this, and it was awful.
No, go ahead. You're good.
All right.
Did you watch Prey?
I did. I finally watched it last night. Yes. But let's talk about that in just a moment.
Yeah. I just wanted to be able to do it again.
Test.
Yeah, I got you.
I know. I'm testing myself.
Yeah, I mean, I was just letting you know I still got you.
I got you. Test. I'm on a little bit of a delay, so my volume is going to come up in a second. Test.
Yeah, I got you.
I know. I'm testing myself. So now you hear our feedback.
I was letting you know I got you. Yeah.
Test. Okay, we're pretty equal now. Okay, I'm good with that. We will, let me put that on mute. And we're about to go live. You ready?
Oh, sure.
All right, here we go.
But I'm not putting the cigarette out.
All right, well, we're live.
Hello to all my bandits, mercs, and space cowboys. Almost messed that up. Man, Bishop, you threw me off.
Did, holy cow. Welcome to Voices from the Periphery. This is Bishop and Corey.
How are you guys doing? How you doing today, Bishop?
Man, it's a good day. It's a wonderful new world. Just watched that Prey movie we talked about last week, finally.
Yes, we can open with Prey. I would love to.
Yeah, I honestly...
So,
what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to explain what Prey was to the people out there if you don't know, because I didn't know. It is the new Predator movie.
It is. It's the new Predator movie. It's the sequel, or the prequel. I guess prequel would be the right word.
Yeah. I think it's advertised as the Predator's first hunt, I believe is the tagline to the movie.
It makes sense because it does kind of go through. Well, I don't want to give too many spoilers, so I will refrain from spoilers.
Yeah.
It's only been out this week, but it was something that we mentioned last week a little bit, and I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up as far as what I'm concerned. It was not what the papers are calling as good as the original, in my opinion. But I was thoroughly impressed. I think it was a lot better well done than any of the other of the series. Like,
I agree. I walked away from it being like, well, that was 2 hours well spent. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't regret it. Like, thoroughly enjoyable. Definitely everything you said, I agree with 100%. Better than any of the other ones. Not as good as the first. But it was entertaining. There was some good combat in it. There was some good callbacks to the original. Without being overblown. You know what I mean? I thought it was great.
Don't get me wrong. I had my gripes with it, but not enough that I think I'd even mention today. Honestly. There were some things that I was like, what? Yeah. But I was happy with it. I'm going to be honest. I was happier with it than I expected to be based on the most recent installments over the last 10 or so years.
I mean, not just that. Anytime something comes along that's like, we're making a sequel or a prequel to this, well-known IP, intellectual property,
right? You
got to be hesitant. You always got to be hesitant because a good 6 out of 10 times they just butcher it. Maybe even 7 out of 10. So
you're not lying.
I was surprised. I enjoyed it. I think if you are a fan of the series, Or even if you just like action movies, like,
Yeah.
you know, I think you'll enjoy it.
Well, Steph, I'll say my fiance, she watched it.
Uh,
She had no
yeah, go
knowledge.
ahead.
She had no knowledge of the previous movies. She enjoyed it. It was a good, for first timers as well as long term watchers. And again, from a diehard first movieist like myself, I really did enjoy it. I thought there were enough but I mean it's the Predator. What do you expect? You got to do something. You can't just make this
Yeah,
guy ubiquitous and all powerful,
yeah. Well, it turns out it's not just me and you, though. I just saw that Prey has broken the record for premieres on Hulu. That's
Is
what
that right?
its parent company Disney is saying. Now, they don't release hard numbers like some streaming services, so we don't know exactly how many minutes have been watched,
Right.
but we have their word for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it broke records. So
No, I'm impressed.
I think,
Again, it was very well done. It was very well done. I was very happy with the results.
well, and the interesting thing about it, though, Bishop, is Prey was actually made for Hulu. It was never supposed to be a big budget movie release. It was always going to be released on the streaming service. And with that in mind, they did not have a hundreds of millions of dollars A-list movie budget. It was probably, I'm not sure what the exact budget was, but it was probably far closer to something like a season of Game of Thrones than it was. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was probably far closer to a TV show budget, a well-done TV show budget, than it was a movie budget. And I think they pulled it off.
I agree. I can see where that comes into play. I can, and I hate to say that, but at the same time, I think that with what they had to work with, I was really impressed with the result.
But that kind of segues into the next topic, which is what the hell is going on at Warner Brothers?
Bro.
Like, because they, in a similar vein, just canceled a movie that was made for TV, or made for streaming. The Batgirl movie was always intended to be a streaming movie, and they pulled the plug on it because they said only DC movies need to be big. You know, DC movies need to be real movies that people go to the theaters for, basically. And I think it's weird that the company that they're trying to emulate, Disney, Marvel, they seem to be a step behind once again, because they're trying to do what Marvel's done, but they're doing the opposite of what Disney's doing right now, which is making things like Prey made for streaming movies. So once again, it seems like Warner Brothers is behind Disney and will catch up in 10 years again.
Well, I think my favorite tagline that I've seen in the headlines was, "It's no surprise that the Warner Brothers sacked Batgirl. I mean, they did hide the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister Dot in the water tower for a decade."
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And then they brought him out. They did bring Animaniacs back. 10 years too late. Again, that's my point. I would have taken an Animaniacs reboot 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But
it was a pretty funny headline that I read. I like
it. No, that's classic Warner Brothers. Like, no one knows what they're doing. Like, we're wondering, like, if that's their hard line, the DC needs to be for movies. Does that put things like the Teen Titan, the Titan show, which I really enjoy, in jeopardy? The Harley Quinn cartoon, things like Young Justice that they've recently rebooted. Are they folding on DC, the DC animated films? Like, where are they going to go with this? Is anyone safe?
That's really tough, because I mean, we're dealing with, and I hate to say it, but in today's day and age of well, the politics, I don't want to go into specifics, but with all the politics going on in the world right now, I mean, it's tough to say what's safe and what isn't.
I mean, I don't think this decision and where Disney's going, or where Warner Bros. Is going, has anything to do with politics. Like, I see no basis in that at all.
Well, I'm not saying this specifically,
I feel like
but every single thing that comes out has to pass the litmus test of wokeness, and maybe this isn't one of them, but what is safe is the question, and I don't really know that answer.
I disagree. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. That's not a new thing.
Okay.
Like, there were certain movies you couldn't make in the 50s. There were certain movies you couldn't make in the 60s. There were certain movies you couldn't make in the 70s. There's always been a litmus test for what is safe for public consumption and not.
There's certainly
It just
movies
changed
you
the
couldn't remake
goalpost
today,
changes.
that's for sure.
Yeah, but they make movies today that you couldn't have made 30 years ago.
That's true.
And I'm not talking about special effects. I'm talking about content.
No,
You couldn't have made Get Out 30 years ago.
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Like, you couldn't have made Nope 30 years ago. Like,
I definitely didn't see that one. I heard that one is pretty cringy.
No, it's fantastic. It should win the Academy Award for Best Movie.
Really? You're the first person out of all the articles I've
easily.
read that have said anything
Easily.
like that. Wow, I heard.
What are you talking about? Nope has 9s and 10s on every single reliable site, every single movie site, every single audience review site. Nope has 9s and 10s. Everywhere from the New York Times to IGN to the most ridiculous underground place on the web to the BBC. Like, it says 9s and 10s all over the board. It's like shoo-in for Best Picture, or at least from the nomination.
Definitely different than what I've read, but that's okay.
What sites are you checking?
I didn't check anything. It just popped up, and there was an article about Nope, and they said that it was terrible dialogue, and the premise was cringy.
You need to check more reliable. So
I haven't even seen the movie. I don't know anything about it except what I read, so I don't know. That's all I can say.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering what you're reading, man. You need to get you better sources.
I guess, like I said, I didn't even mean to read it. It just popped up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you get for trusting
Nope
Facebook
reviews,
movie
2.8 stars out of 5.
On what?
Google is the first thing that comes up. 5,000 ratings. It gets the 1s are outweighing the 5s.
In what, man?
In Google. I'm just going to Google. IMDb.
Google doesn't review movies.
I'm just going off of the first thing that came up to Google. That's all I'm saying. Literally
82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It does have an 82%. You're right.
Yeah. What's it got on IMDb?
7.5 out of 10, I guess.
On IMDb?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Again, I just literally Googled it. Nope review is all I Googled, and it came up with more 1s than 5s and more 2s than 4s.
On Google.
It was the first thing that
Trust
came
Google
up.
reviews.
Just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Let me see. Let me see when I do it. Let's do a Google test.
Maybe it's a matrix like.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure what the audience rating sum for Google's is, but if you look at the top, 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, 5 out of 5 on the Independent, 7.5 on IMDb.
Okay.
I don't know what Google's rating system is.
I don't.
But I definitely don't trust it.
5,400 ratings. I mean, that's a pretty significant market.
I mean, not particular. Plus, like, anybody can put those ratings
I'll
on.
go back
like,
and watch Nope and give you my own rating.
I trust the Independent far more than I trust Google reviews.
Where can I stream Nope so that I can watch it and give you my own personal review now?
Oh, I don't think you can stream it. It's theaters only for right now.
Oh,
I mean, eventually you'll be able to stream it.
I'm not gonna pay to go see it because I don't pay to go see movies lately because I'm broke. But when it comes out to where I can see it, we will have a recap on this and I will give my review.
That's fair.
But
I'm just saying you couldn't have made it 30 years ago.
As far as what is DC doing right now, I couldn't tell you. They're greenlighting a Flash movie. They're blacklisting the Batgirl. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, Ezra Miller is wanted again, I guess, for theft or something.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that's or something. So good. Yeah, they haven't talked about Flash. They have nothing about Flash.
But
they've not mentioned it. They didn't mention it at Comic-Con.
I know it's been greenlit.
Well, you know,
If you want to talk about
it's
Comic-Con,
done.
you know, I don't really know what else I have to add to the DC conversation. I really wish I had more.
Oh no, I'm just saying they didn't even mention it. I think that means something. Like if you have a multi-$100 million movie, like, and you don't even bring it up,
yeah,
I think that says something.
You're right. And there's a lot of stuff coming out right now. As far as Comic-Con goes, I will say some exciting things that I've seen. All politics again aside, CGL has released a lot of their models for the upcoming Kickstarter that will be happening this fall, and I think it will bleed into next spring with a lot of their new Battletech.
What do they got?
Battletech miniatures, including tanks. They're coming out with tanks. I think they're coming out with more aerial combat units. They're coming out with a lot of more... a lot of the same sculpts, but a lot of different sculpts that I haven't already done. I'm really excited to see what their final product ends up looking like, but I'm really excited with what I've seen. Even though a lot of the sculpts will end up being duplicates, I believe we've got a jumping Highlander in one of them, which can be...
Oh, my favorite mech of all
That's why I
time.
brought it up.
The Highlander 932.
I believe they come with a jumping Highlander that has a smoke trail that can be attached.
All Highlanders jump. First of all, if it doesn't jump, it's not a Highlander.
But
okay,
in the
it's
miniature,
just another mech.
In the miniature, they're coming up with a attachable smoke trail, so you can cut the feet off of the base and you can glue it up on a smoke trail to show it jumping if you so choose, which I think is really cool. I think a lot of what CGL is doing right now with their premium minis, I actually don't have one handy right now. I was actually going to show it. I've done a little bit of customization with their most premiums, the Mad Cat 2 TC and the Wolfhound 2C. I've done some little diorama work that one of these days I will show you guys, but they are coming out with these pieced together minis that are made to be kit bashed down the road, which I think a lot of the fans of the genre are going to appreciate. Given that they're all coming out with arms on ball joints and things like that. So if you want to create your variant of whatever you have, they're really setting themselves up to be able to do that, which I think is a great idea.
Everything's an Omni-Mech.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of what they're doing are Omni-Mech.
No, it's good. So. It's a great, like, I mean, often in the miniature, game, like, you pretty much go with the variants that you have, because, like, you can get models, but it's harder to find the pieces to kit bash to, like, get the one you want.
Or even more expensive to tear apart a model you just bought just to take the arms off it.
That's what I'm saying. Buy a whole model just for the Gauss rifle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they're coming out now to where you should start getting, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, I think they're going to start selling them in ways they're going to let you really kit bash and really assemble the variants that you're really looking for. Which I think is huge. I'm very excited about this, personally.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, things have definitely taken a turn for the better since they've started doing things like this.
I agree. I think that what CGL is doing right now, I may not agree with everything they're doing, but I think they're doing a lot of really good things to bring the Battletech group back into harmony. Another conversation that we can have, if you have any inkling, is I want to call it's the new Warhammer set that just came out, that a lot of the detractors, the defectors, the guys that were running away from Warhammer are running back into. And I'm trying to think of the name of it. I think it's AOS. Does that sound familiar?
The Age of Sigmar.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's what it is.
You're talking about classic Warhammer. Now, see, like, if we're going to get into classic Warhammer...
I don't know enough about it to call it classic, but I do know that a good buddy of mine that I play Battletech with is bringing these out, and they're like this new set that he just got, or maybe it's an old set that's been remade. I'm not 100% sure.
No. So what happened was it is called Classic Warhammer. Classic Warhammer is the swords and sorcery the the fantasy version of Warhammer 40K, and it wasn't doing too well. So they basically tanked the setting and rebooted it into Age of Sigmar, which has gone over reasonably well.
Is that the Warhammer 30K?
There are a lot. No, it's just Warhammer. It's just
Warhammer 30K.
Like fantasy.
Okay.
No, there is a Warhammer 30K, which is the Horus Heresy line of models.
That's the one I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah.
Horus Heresy is the one that just came out with a new set that a good buddy of mine has been trying to rope me into, and I've played one round of it. I'm going to say big fan. I liked it. It was very balanced in everything that we had. Even though we had, I was pretty excited about it. I've never played full 40K, but I do trust my sources' input when he says that 40K has been, just a S-Storm. And this new Horus Heresy set, thank you for bringing that up. I was looking for it, bro. I was like, I don't remember what it's called, and you nailed it.
It's fine. There's a lot of different versions of Warhammer that you can play. There's what I was mentioning, AOS, Age of Sigmar. There's Warhammer 40K. There's the Heresy, and there is the one with the gangs. I can't. Oh my god, not Necromunda. Is it Necromunda? Oh man, I'm gonna shoot myself.
I couldn't tell you, but I will say he's roping into the Horus Heresy.
I was just talking about it the other day.
We're definitely gonna get some of that going. We're gonna have some content available in the future because my gaming store just okayed us to start doing live streams of tabletop games at their store. So I'll probably start doing a little bit of Horus Heresy. I'll probably do a little bit of Battletech.
That's fantastic. You actually are up on me on the Horus Heresy. I have not played a game of it yet. I play a lot of 40K. I play some Battletech, but I have not played either Age of Sigmar or the Horus Heresy. I would very much enjoy learning how to play. If you would like to teach me on a stream, I would be down for it, you and your friend, because I have never played before. And I'm a big fan of 40K.
I basically got coached through it, so I'm no expert. There's a ton of books you got to learn, but I think that it's something that we could do. It's a pretty straightforward game compared to some of the other stuff that I've done, but I think that over the next few weeks, as soon as I get my laptop up and running and I get the proper software on it, we're going to really get some games going. I really want to get the Battletech campaign going. We are so close to having that set up. We're just working out details right now, so bear with us if that's something you're looking for. It will happen at least short term. If it turns out we don't like it, bummer, at least we tried. But it's
at least we tried.
Yeah, and I'm very passionate about giving it the good old college try. And I think it's something that can be a lot of fun, but that's, a little bit down the road, but we are getting there, I promise. But I don't know, what else did you have to talk about today?
Oh no, I wanted to, Kill Team. I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google it. Kill Team is the other one, and I have a friend who's a fan of that one.
What is Kill Team?
There's just multiple ways to play. The Kill Team is like XCOM style Warhammer. You have like a single squad. It's like squad versus squad. Okay. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the Horus Heresy has the big stompy robots. It has the tanks. Again, sorry, I'm still kind of new to Warhammer itself, so don't.
Yeah, no. I know. I'm glad you're getting into it. I've always been a Titans. It has Titans. It has Space Marines.
Titans. Thank you.
I know the basics of it, but yeah.
So
mechs. It has Warhammer mechs.
Well, it's basically got mechs, and I love mechs. What can I say? I like big stompy robots blowing shit up.
Yeah.
What can I say? That is my number one go-to. But
but it is cool to have things like, to go back, like the new mini set. It's cool to have vehicles too. I feel like in BattleTech, vehicles and aerospace fighters I don't get a lot of the credit, of course, you know what I mean, because it is all about the mechs. But they're fun. They're fun to play with. They're fun to use in combat. They're fun to in the role playing game. It's cool to have like an aerospace fighter in your unit. I mean, if you look at some of the prime mercenary units in the Inner Sphere, and you look at their like TOEs, like how their composition is, a lot of them have things like aerospace fighters and vehicles in the command lance, you know, as attached. You know, it'll be like a six unit lance with an aerospace fighter for cover and a vehicle for long range support. They're part of it.
Death Legion utilized.
They just don't get a lot of the love.
No, they don't. They don't. But the Great Death Legion utilized everything from infantry to tanks to aerospace fighters, 100%.
Oh yeah, because the medium laser doesn't care where it's being shot from; it'll still take you out.
I mean, even in the HPS Battletech game, like some of those carriers, whether they're LRM, SRM, or mortar, they're some of my worst nightmares.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're running a campaign, like an actual campaign, you know who else they're nightmares for? The quartermaster.
Yes.
No, the quartermaster. Because when an SRM carrier shoots, it shoots like 100,000 credits worth of missiles.
Yes, I'm sure he's not happy
it's like,
about
oh
that.
my god.
We had a profit on this until he shot that.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you not drop today? We can't afford it.
We were gonna make money.
It is.
You know.
Yeah. But, it is an interesting facet to Battletech that other games don't have. Is like things like that are kept track of. Like especially if you're running like if you're just doing a tabletop game, whatever for battle points value, it doesn't matter. Shoot your SRMs all you want. But like in campaigns and stuff, it's really funny that like the stuff you don't think about in most other games, you're like, well, I could fire my LRM launcher, but I don't know if I want to afford it.
Well, we're working on it right now. We've got a guy that has experience doing it. Anyways, I don't know if we can hear all the background noise, but we got some background noise. Sorry, guys.
No, I can't hear anything.
Okay, good.
I don't know if it's coming through the other sound.
Nope, she's good. And then, so they're coming out with the vehicles. That's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited about that. They're coming out with all the new sculpts and some new mechs that haven't been sculpted. I wish we had more mechs that hadn't been sculpted coming out, but I also get where they're coming from. They're doing the popular stuff. It is what it is. You know, we've got more Atlases, we've got more Cyclops, we've got more, more of the same but different sculpts. And hey, you know what? I'm still gonna buy them and paint them. Guilty as charged.
Yeah. And then as long as people keep buying them, they'll keep making more. So that's
very excited about it.
It's a cycle of
So that's what I'm saving up for is the new CGL Kickstarter for Battletech. But we are gearing up to do a campaign. I will get you into it. I will also try and get you into some Horus Heresy educational games, and hopefully we can record those and stream those with some cover audio later as well. Something you and I can team up on afterwards. Kind of a see where it goes thing. But there's a lot of experimental stuff coming up that we're gonna try. We're very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. If you want to see some of this content and you're listening to this, make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button, whichever one it is these days. They keep changing the name. I don't know. But make sure you do hit that button, and then I guarantee you're going to see some of this.
And eventually we'll make it work.
Eventually we'll make it work. I've got some painting tutorials.
Eventually we'll make it work.
Yeah, I've recorded some painting. I'm going to record some more painting. We're going to edit those videos and post those as well. But that's where we are right now on that.
I feel like we are solidly focused on Battletech content, even though we talk about other things, because there's not enough Battletech content on the web.
On a lot of different things.
It's the redheaded stepchild of wargaming, even though it's one of the oldest. But it continues. It's always
It's definitely something that I like to touch on here and there. I like to make sure that I'm bringing up. But yeah, I mean, I agree. There's not enough content on it right now to do a weekly show on everything going on with it. But this is probably one of the biggest things that I've seen that I've been very excited about. and I'm really, really happy to see the progression, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, if you want another Battletech news, I did see that that Black Pants Legion has put a video up within, I can't remember, within last week or so, maybe longer than that, maybe like 2 weeks. I call it late, about the history of the successor states. And it's
see
good.
Something about that. I've not watched it.
Yeah, it is good. It is up. It is definitely a Black Pants Legion video up to those standards. If you're into stuff like that, I suggest you check it out. Big supporter of that guy.
Yeah, someday, Corey, we'll be there.
Yeah. No, but I like to give a shout out, because I do enjoy his content.
I love their work. Tex, Black Pants Legion, Camo Specs,
yeah,
whatever you want to call them. They're all together. We're really excited about all the stuff coming up, and I will watch that. I've seen it. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's cool, especially for new people. Or I mean, I'm a classic fan. Yeah, I've been a fan for years, but I enjoyed it. I learned something. I always learned something from his videos. So.
Heck yeah.
Definitely a lore fiend.
So what else is going on?
I'll watch lore videos for anything. Lord of the Rings. Sandman. I'm most of the way through Sandman. Most of the way through Sandman. It's very well done. It's especially if you're a fan of the graphic novels. It's pretty close to them. As close as I believe a TV show could probably be. I just worry that Netflix will cancel it because Netflix does that. Netflix, I mean, will go for a season or two of a show and then just cancel it. Not give you any reason why. They do it all the time. Sometimes they come out with second seasons of stuff that you're like, they're never going to make a second season of this. And then they do. And you're like, oh, what? But so Netflix is just unpredictable in my mind when it comes to shows,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And then, I don't know if you've ever seen a show called The Last Kingdom at all. Have you ever seen that?
Kingdom. I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like Vikings. It's set in the 900 AD. About Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
Was that with the dude from Sons of Anarchy?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably, maybe. Which one?
The main dude.
It might be.
The Last Kingdom, is that what you called it?
Oh, the actor? Yeah, I think he was in Sons of Anarchy, actually. Let me look up his name real quick.
Cast. I'm going to look it up now.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Drayman, German actor.
Drayman, yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm going to be, stuck on
that. No.
No,
he was in American Horror Story Coven, and he was in the World War II film Resistance, which is not bad. I've actually seen that. But every season, this was a show made by BBC and Netflix together. BBC made the first 2 seasons. Netflix made the last 3. And every time they're like, "This is gonna be the last season. This is gonna be the last season." They ended up going for 5 seasons and completing the whole story. It has a beginning, a middle, and end. It is a complete show, and I heard they're gonna maybe make a movie now. Is the rumor? Yeah, feature-length sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 Kings Must Die has been filmed for Netflix, so they've already filmed it. They're like, it got 5 seasons and a movie, and every season I was like, they're gonna cancel this show. But it's really good. If you like Vikings, if you like shows like Vikings, or it has just shows like that, like historical shows. This is great. I was highly entertained. I really liked the show, but I did not think, if you told me it would get 5 seasons in a movie, I would have been like, you're full of shit. And then you have a show like Glow, which was an Emmy award-winning comedy, went for 2-3 seasons and they canceled it. And you're like, what? They're just really unpredictable with what they do.
I agree, and I don't really know what their algorithm is for deciding what picks up and what doesn't. I have no clue.
Well, the thing is, just logistically, when a show is picked up for its 3rd season, is usually when actors get significant raises. Right. So the season 2 to 3, it's easy for a show. Once you shoot a season 1 for a show, it's pretty much cheaper to do a season 2 because you already have the sets and you have the actors under contract.
Right.
So if you've done season 1, unless something has dramatically gone wrong, like with Cowboy Bebop, it's usually easier to send out season 2
Why'd you have to
and
bring
see
that
what
up?
happens.
Why'd you
Because
have
it's
to bring
important.
that up?
Because it's an important example of a show being canceled after 1 season. Whereas a show like Warrior Nun, yes, the name of the show is Warrior Nun,
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
is getting a 2nd season, even though, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't anything special. But it's cheaper for them just to do the 2nd season and produce the content.
Which hurts
Whereas
my soul. No, I get you. I mean, you're bringing up a sore spot because honestly, Cowboy Bebop, I think they could have done things differently, but I really didn't hate how they did it, and I'm a huge fan of the anime. Like,
I didn't think it deserved to get canceled after season 1. I think they should have given it a season 2 to see where it goes.
there were things I would have done differently. I think they made it a little more slapstick than it should have been. Maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean,
And
honestly, like I didn't hate their casting. I didn't love everything, but for what they had to work with, I didn't hate the show. I actually really enjoyed it. You know, I mean, it was what I expected out of a made-for-TV anime. You know, I didn't expect it to be exactly like the anime. You can't do that.
Bingo. And I think that's what a lot of people missed. I agree with everything you just said. It was what I expected from made for TV anime. Look,
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop had 24 episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you take out the commercials and the long opening and the long closing, 18 to 20 minutes of content per episode.
Yeah.
So, and you're going to turn that into a TV show that has 40 to 50 minutes of content per episode. So the first season of the TV show probably has as many minutes in it almost as the entire first season of the cartoon.
I mean, they
Like,
could most.
They had to add stuff. They had to stretch
most
stuff.
of the content. They did. They
Yeah.
changed the timeline a little bit. They changed how some of the episodes ran. Like the gambling casino episode was done quite differently. But
Right.
But you know, they added some stuff in there that just wasn't there. But they had to. They had to create time. They had to create
Yeah,
content. Like you
exactly.
said. You know,
Exactly. And, you know, was I happy with the decisions they made all the time? No. But I mean, they had to. Like, people have to understand that they had to. Like, you can't just take now something like a comic book or a graphic novel, you actually gain time because there's time between panels that you have to shoot.
Yep.
So, like, when you take a comic book and turn it into a TV show or a movie, you gain time between the panels. Whereas if you take a cartoon, you lose time because stuff in cartoons happens really quickly because it has to.
Yeah.
Whereas stuff in television needs a build up.
Completely agree with you. And again, for what they were given, as a fan, a very big fan of the Cowboy Bebop anime, I think they did a really good job.
Fun fact.
What's that?
Fun fact, the anime was made to sell toys.
Wow, and I've never seen a Cowboy Bebop toy.
Yep, it was made to sell toys, and they didn't care what he did as long as the spaceship toys were in it. And he was like, okay. Like, and by the time he finished it, they were like, what did you do? He's like, oh, you told me like I only had to like I have the spaceships in it. Like,
and he created
didn't mention
an
the plot at all.
amazing space western. I mean, it was one of the first. I think it was one of the first space westerns.
I mean,
as far as anime
the
goes,
space western. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is a space western. The space western thing has come as far back from Flash Gordon, the 20s, like the original.
You're right. Okay, so that was an incorrect.
The space western's a classic.
You're right. Okay,
but it's well done. It's a well done space western.
Very well done. Yes, I agree with you there. You're right. It was not one of the first. I take that back. Stricken from the record.
No, but as a kid growing up, when we both grew up, it was one of the first I saw. One of the first you saw because it was available to watch on Cartoon Network in the early days.
Yes.
Toonami, you know. So I think that's where a lot of anime started coming to America was in that Toonami block. You had things like Gundam Wing, Cowboy Bebop. You had
Zoids.
you had Dragon Ball Z, Robotech. So I think that really kids growing up seeing that sort of leaves us where we are, where anime is more mainstream today, which is a better world, I believe.
I agree. And that's another one that I wouldn't mind seeing coming back is Zoids. Do you remember that one?
I do remember Zoids.
I wouldn't mind seeing that make a resurgence because they had some really cool ideas with that. And they made some video games out of it. They kind of tried to keep it going, and then it just kind of fell off the face of the earth, which is really sad to me because growing up, maybe that's a boomer issue or whatever I'm considered now. Oh God,
we're still old.
Not a millennial, darn it! I will not ever take that
definitely are.
tag.
Look at any generational analysis. We're definitely old millennials.
I'm a Zennial, is what I call myself.
You're not.
Yes.
You're
Hey,
not.
I still remember a world before internet. All right.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
That's why we're old millennials.
Nope, that's why we were different classification, just barely. But anyways,
but no, I mean those were, I wouldn't mind seeing any of those other things, and they are. I don't know particularly with Zoids, but I know, for instance, they're redoing a lot of the Robotech stuff. They have a comic book movie supposedly. Gundam, there's always another Gundam. Like there will be another Gundam if there's not one now. Yep. Dragon Ball Z is back. You know what I mean? Dragon Ball Super. So these things, these things never go away.
Super a lot. Yeah. I just the only part about Dragon Ball I can't stand is the freaking filler.
Yeah.
It's the only part about Dragon Ball I can't stand. Like, I literally watched the abridged version of the entire season of Super in like a week, or it takes you like a month to watch every actual episode.
They gotta talk before they fight, man, and have flashbacks.
They have
and
to
stuff.
talk, then they have to. And don't get me wrong,
I think like one of the
Dragon Ball.
Was it the first season of Dragon Ball Z? The whole season, Goku's just running along the snake, the Dream Snake.
It's not the first season.
Is it the second? It's a whole season.
It might be the second or third, but yes.
There's a whole season.
There is a whole season.
Run along.
Is just in heaven, run along the snake. Yep. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That happened. Well, I mean, I get why it happened. There's reason for it, but yes. They wanted to make the other characters a little bit more prominent. That's.
Or they wanted filler. Yeah, I mean, we got to make 300 episodes.
That was filler, but that was the reason for Goku not being there. Was bring these other characters in. But another one that doesn't, I think, get enough credit outside of the direct anime community, which kind of falls in line with my love of Cowboy Bebop, was Trigun.
Oh, Trigun gets love. Trigun gets love.
Does it get love outside of the anime?
I don't know, because I guess I'm a member of the anime community, so I don't know.
I float into both communities, and like I hear about Cowboy Bebop here and there. I hear about some of the others. Trigun is very culty. It's.
I feel like if you're from the same era we are, Trigun was the same way. Trigun was on what, Adult Swim?
I think it's a cult classic. I think it's more cult classic than Cowboy Bebop. I think Cowboy Bebop's a little more mainstream.
Easily.
And
I mean that's a high bar. I mean Cowboy Bebop is like not even a cult classic anymore.
No, it's way more mainstream. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Trigun, I wouldn't say Trigun is mainstream.
It's not, and I would love to see.
I mean Trigun's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix?
I'm on Netflix right now.
What?
I mean, I've seen it somewhere.
I don't.
Is it
Netflix? There's no way it's on Netflix.
Netflix has some anime. It might not be on Netflix. It's not on Netflix. But Cowboy Bebop is.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Neon Genesis Evangelion, One Punch Man. I guess like Netflix animes are most of the mainstream animes. Demon Slayer.
It sounds
All right,
like
I'll give you
Trigun's-
the.
It sounds like Trigun's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a start.
Gurren Lagann, Berserk. Yeah. So if you're looking for mainstream anime, Netflix is where. I guess that's the bar. That's the bar, Bishop. If it's
Is
on
that
Netflix,
it?
it's mainstream.
Is that it if it's
not,
on?
all right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good bar to determine whether anime is mainstream or not. Like, is it on Netflix? Okay, it's mainstream.
Okay, and if it's on Hulu, it's still a cult classic.
Yeah, I mean, Hulu, watching anime on Hulu is rough. No offense to Hulu. I mean, if you pay for the ad free, I'm sure it's great. But like with the ads, it's like opening credits, 1.5 minute commercial, 5 minutes of the anime, another 1.5 commercial. All right, 10 minutes of the anime, 1.5 commercial, 10 minutes of the anime, 1.5 commercial, ending. You're like, what the? I just watched like 12 commercials. Like,
yeah, that happens. That happens.
it is difficult sometimes to watch anime on Hulu unless you pay for the. I do not, so because I'm cheap.
No,
but whatever.
I do not pay for the ad-free content. I can't bring myself to do it, even though commercials are the bane of my existence, and I hate commercials so much with my soul.
Yeah, but I mean, speaking of, we're talking about being older. I remember when you had to watch commercials. You know what I mean? You didn't have a choice. So, whatever. And so I guess it's not that big a deal.
No,
but I know I saw. Maybe it was Crunchyroll. Now Crunchyroll has a ton of anime.
Well,
that is what I considered. Yeah.
But Crunchyroll,
not mainstream.
Crunchyroll is not mainstream at all. Like, if you're not in the anime community, you've probably never even heard of Crunchyroll outside of a passing comment.
Which is rough because Crunchyroll is free. Like, it is free. Like, you watch it with commercials, and there's some stuff on there that's premium content only, but it's free. And then it's only like $70 a month. It's not that much.
No.
Yeah.
I have not jumped onto Crunchyroll as much. I think I have the app. I used to watch stuff on it. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, I get lost in Crunchyroll. If I turn on Crunchyroll, I'll find like 10 shows I want to watch. And then, like, not come up there for like a week.
So do we have any suggested shows this week? Or we nothing for that one?
I do, yeah, I do actually. If you wanted to go to shout out of the week, I have a.
Are we on that one? I didn't know if we were doing.
Yeah, because I have a suggested show that I wanted to be my shout out of the week. So I will go first. Since you brought shows. The show I will suggest is a show called The Kingdom, or maybe just Kingdom. It's on Netflix, and it is, get this, it's Korean, just like a Squid Game, but it is zombies versus samurai.
So hold on, you're not talking about the Jamie Foxx?
No.
Okay.
No. This is Korean, straight from Korea. It is like Squid Game is a Korean show. They have it dubbed or with subtitles.
Is it anime?
But it is zombies versus. Nope, live action. Zombies versus samurai. It is The Walking Dead versus samurai, and not those slow ass zombies either. We're talking the 28 Days Later, Day of the Dead remake fast zombies against some sword-wielding mother effers.
Okay. So I'm seeing some trailers here. Blood Will Spill, The Kingdom. We're looking at some samurai.
Yeah. I think there's 3 seasons. There may be...
Okay, it started... Okay.
Did it say how many seasons?
I see 2 at least.
Yeah, there's at least 2.
There's at least 2. It started in 2019. They're putting a lot of The Last Kingdom in with these pictures, but okay. So
yeah, I did talk about The Last Kingdom earlier too, but no, it's just the
Yep, season 3 is 2022. Okay, so
yep,
tell me,
so it should release
a
little
bit about this one. Okay.
Yep, it's about a prince who basically gets overthrown by his stepmother, and as he's trying to figure out how the heck to get his throne back, he finds out that he has more important issues, namely that his kingdom is being infiltrated. Well, not infiltrated, it's being overrun by zombies. And no one in power is taking this issue seriously. so he has to step up.
Okay. It's definitely something I'm gonna check out. It sounds pretty exciting to me. Hello to all.
Yeah,
of our
it's great, and there's
there.
not that many. There's not that many episodes. There's I think there's 4 per season, so there's only 8 episodes. So stuff happens quickly. There's not a lot of build up. I think the first episode builds it up, and then like after the first episode, you're in zombie territory for the next 7.
That sounds like another one I just saw recently about a bunch of school kids.
Oh yeah, also a Netflix thing, right?
Yes,
also Japanese or
yeah,
Korean?
it's like something like We're All Dead or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
I liked it.
Was it We Are All Dead or All of Us Are Dead? Maybe.
Yeah,
That's it.
I got
All of Us Are Dead. 2022 Korean drama. That's gonna be my shout out of the week.
It is great.
I like it. We're going Korean this week, guys. We're going Korean.
Korean zombies.
Korean zombies. Yeah,
we're going
week.
Korean
That's
zombies.
our theme.
I'm done with American zombie shows. Like I've seen too many American zombie shows.
I've already decided that's gonna
All
be
of Us
our
Are
title.
Dead is very good.
That's gonna be our title for this show this week is Korean zombies. Sorry, guys.
Korean zombie stuff, even though we only covered it at the end. Yeah, so tell the people about All of Us Are Dead.
So I only saw the first few episodes before I got sidetracked with life, but All of Us Are Dead is a very interesting premise. It's these school kids, obviously. Korean schools are a little bit more regimented than your standard American schools. We're talking about uniforms, and it's like a block instead of whatever, just one building. But it's basically it's a zombie apocalypse breakout in a high school, in a Korean high school, and there's some fun twists and turns as far as how it all came about. Some of the teachers, or one of the teachers in particular, kind of helped it along. But these are your aggressive 28 days later zombies, not your Walking Dead zombies. There's a lot of gore. There's a lot of blood. If you like that, then you're in for a treat. There's no short to the violence and the just what you don't think is going to happen next in these shows usually happens very next.
There were a lot of sharp turns in All of Us Are Dead.
Oh yeah.
I definitely some that legitimately surprised me. And I'm an avid fan of stuff like this.
And I need to get back in and finish it up, but from what I've seen so far, again, I'm probably 4 episodes in. Very excited about it. It's one of the better shows out there that I've seen in a while. Absolutely enjoyed it and would recommend what I've seen so far to everybody else. I'm not saying it's a Squid Games, but it's definitely fun, quick, high-paced flick.
Yeah.
Two
things on All of Us Are Dead. I just checked. I'm also on episode 4, so that's kind of weird. Maybe we both fell off at the same time. But it also says it does have another season coming, so that will be 12 episodes in the first season and probably like 10 or 12 in the second. So if you start watching it, don't worry, there will be plenty of content for it.
Awesome.
And
hey,
we'll finish it one day as well.
We hit a milestone today, by the way. We're gonna look back at this episode and laugh. We had 4 viewers at one point.
We had 4 viewers. Wow.
Very briefly. But we're gonna laugh about this later. But we had 4 viewers for a few minutes.
We'll cut this part out. All right. Well, let's sign off then.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. If you like what we had to say, please make sure to hit that follow and subscribe button. We've got a lot of more content to come. And so long, and thanks for all the fish.